late. Already started. Please, who's standing in the group? Not on the top.
Place, but I would ask that you kindly rise to receive the wedding procession as they make their way down the aisle to the stage. They are going to be led into the hall by David, Nadia, and Truth. And I have the privilege of being your program director for this evening. On behalf of your hosts, Neville and Sally Naidu, Michael and Liz Pasulaman, and grandparents of the bridal couple, I extend a warm welcome to you. A marriage makes of, I quote, a marriage makes of two fractional lives a whole. It gives two purposeless lives a work, and doubles the strength of each to perform it. It gives to two questioning natures a reason for living and something to live for. It will give new gladness to the sunshine, a new fragrance to the flowers, a new beauty to the earth, and a new mystery to life. Having set the scene for the proceedings that follow, We will await the wedding procession to actually resume their places on stage. As you are aware, we are gathered here today to witness the matrimonial union of Diane to Jessica. For some of you who are already aware of this, it's a fairy tale romance which can easily form the script of the next Bollywood blockbuster. Yes, folks, from starting the first first day of preschool together, to matriculating together, and then moving provincially as well as internationally, we now have them tying the knot in true movie star fashion. Get ready to welcome them onto stage. I'm now going to hand over to the officiating priest, Guru Manoharan Perumal.
नमः ओम परस्मै नमः ओम पापधारिणे नमः ओम पाशाङ्कुशिधराय नमः ओम अग्निलोचनाय नमः ओम भूताय नमः ओम प्रमथिभ्याय नमः ओम प्रसन्नात्मने नमः ओम बुद्धिप्रियाय नमः ओम गजाननाय नमः ओम गणेश्वराय नमः ओम गणाधिपाय नमः ओम गौरीपुत्राय नमः ओम पार्वतीनन्दनाय नमः ओम सुवाननाय नमः ओम सन्वंशोदराय नमः ओम आदिगणपतये नमः ओम महागणपतये नमः ओम नन्दगणपतये नमः ओम पंचमुखगणपतये नमः ओम शिवगणपतये नमः ओम शक्तिगणपतये नमः
Annalise, who will be speaking on behalf of our beautiful bride, Diane. Annie is Diane's first cousin, and I am certain that she will be sharing with you details on Diane, especially as they grew up together. Annie?
Good afternoon, one and all. It is indeed my honor and privilege to speak on behalf of Diane on this special day. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Annalise, Diane's first cousin. I would just like to say to Jack, I think you made a great choice. And equally, I think Diane is lucky to have won your heart. I have always seen Diane as the older sister I never had. Any young person who knows Diane looks up to her as a role model, as she has earned the respect through the way she carries herself and through all the great achievements. From schooling in Kumar Secondary to graduating from the University of KwaZulu-Natal with a BCom accounting degree, Diane is now a successful chartered accountant and sets a fine example for myself and any other aspirant young individual. She has always been someone I look up to, and I will continue to do so. Diane, thank you for all your advice and guidance. I would like to wish you and Jack everything of the best as the two of you enter into this exciting new chapter in your lives. Marriage, I quote, "If you want something to last forever, you treat it differently. You shield it and protect it. You never abuse it. You don't expose it to the elements. You don't make it common or ordinary. If it ever becomes tarnished, you lovingly polish it until it gleams like new. It becomes special because you have made it so, and it grows more beautiful and precious as time goes by. You are two beautiful people, now teamed as man and wife. Congratulations on tying the knots. Take a moment to enjoy all the special moments that you will both remember for the rest of your lives. Thank you."
Excuse me, sorry, Annie. It's a little token of appreciation from the bridal couple for having said all those great things about Diane. You have heard Diane say some fantastic things about Diane. I now call upon Jane Wren, who will be speaking on behalf of Jessica. Jane shares a very special relationship with our bridal couple. In fact, he matriculated with both of you. Jane, can I have you on stage?
Loving mothers, fathers, respected elders, beloved children, respected Guru Manoban Perumal, my sincerest and humble namaskaram and pranam to you all. It is with great pleasure and privilege that I stand here to speak on behalf of Jessica Naidu, or Jack as he is known to most of us. Jack is more than just a friend to me. He is a brother. And as I stand here, I cannot express how proud I am of him. Not just because of what he has achieved in life, but more so because of the caliber of person he has become. He first met the beautiful bride sitting next to him today, Diane, on their very first day at school together. And ironically, it was Uncle Mike that took them both to school, not knowing he was giving a lift to his future son-in-law. Maybe going back now, he might have made Jack walk instead. Jack, however, was always on the move and studied in as many as 10 schools. Perhaps this is the reason he is so adaptable and easy to get along with. When I first met Jack, is when he joined Uncle Ma's secondary school in grade 11. And it did not take him long to make an impression, not just on me, but on every single person that he interacted with. Jack and Diane were reunited after all of these years at Uncle Ma's secondary, and believe it or not, they were actually placed next to each other in our form class. The two quickly started to become close friends, not knowing the magical love story that would play out in the years to come. It does not take much time with him to realize that he has a personality that is infectious. Anybody would be able to tell you that Jack is the life of any party. He's the one who makes things happen, and his company is always missed when he is not around. He's also quite a dancer, and taught many of us quite a move or two. He practically saved my social life by tutoring me beyond the boring side-to-side dance. Jack was also an avid sportsman, taking preference to tennis and cricket. He is a die-hard fishing enthusiast, and this was perhaps what gave him the green light in Diane's father's eyes, who word as it is a master fisher. Jack has an insatiable desire to learn new things and encounter new experiences. This desire only surpassed by his passion and love for his sweetheart Diane. Charming, humorous, aspiring, driven are just a few of the superlatives that find relevance to Jack, and people around him are drawn towards these qualities. He is truly a Jack of all trades. He is always challenging himself, even going beyond and stretching his capacity. As an example, he used to even challenge me in arguments, philosophies, and opinions. And though he always came out second, I still admire his tenacity and resolve. He also completed his Bachelor of Technology in Civil Engineering and was one of the young high flyers at global construction company Group 5 before his departure to New York. Putting his career temporarily aside to support and commit to his relationship with Diane. Ladies and gentlemen, this is selflessness personified, and we all can take a leaf out of Jack's book when it comes to knowing how to be there for the ones you love. With all this said and done, Jack has more than just educational qualifications and impressive paragraphs in his CV. He has something to be much more valued, as very few of us actually know ours. The trait I speak of is purpose. Jessica knows what he wants in life and is persistent and dedicated towards achieving it. This is truly the mark of a great person and future leader of his family, community, and business. I am sure that Jack will attest to the huge role that his parents played in his life. They have been foundational in the man he has become by instilling in him the very best of values and love from a young age. There is an eternal Tamil axiom that Jack knows very well that goes, Annayam Piragum Mungari Deyo, which translates into mother, father, guru, God. He always recognizes his parents as the first known gods. He has always been respectful to elders and gurus and fellow men, and has God and religion very close to his heart. He used to look forward to frequenting the temple and always when time permitted got involved in temple facilities. When I look at Jack and Diane, the chemistry that they share is explosive. It is what us engineers call an exothermic reaction. In Diane, Jack has found his soulmate, someone to guide him and love him. We both have an unbreakable bond that is so rare these days. Marriage, though, also brings its set of challenges. And Jack, I'm sorry, but ask any married man here and they'll tell you that after marriage, both your hands will be on the steering wheel and driving with your wife. Not like during the courting phase where one hand is on the wheel and the other, well, let's just say holding Diane's hand. Ladies and gentlemen, love and marriage is all about compatibility, even more so in the times we're living now. And with Jack and Diane, this compatibility is seamless. Any person can see how in sync you guys are. This truly is to be treasured, as what you guys have is priceless. It's something magical, but most of all, it's fate. To conclude, I would like to echo an anecdote from the great Swami Vivekananda, as I feel it so poignantly encapsulates what Jack and Diane have. It says, I once had a friend who grew to be very close to me. Once when we were sitting at the edge of a swimming pool, she pulled the palm of her hand with some water and held it before me and said this, you see this water carefully contained in my hand? It symbolizes love. This was how Swami saw it. As long as you keep your hand carefully open and allow it to remain there, it will always be there. However, if you attempt to close your fingers around it and try to possess it, it will spill through the first cracks in mind. This is the greatest mistake that people do when they meet love. They try to possess it. They demand, they expect, and just like the water spilling out of your hand, love will retrace from you. For love is meant to be free. You cannot change its nature. If there are people you love, allow them to be free beings. Give and don't expect. Advise but don't order. Ask but never demand. It might sound simple, but ladies and gentlemen, it is a lesson that may take a lifetime to truly practice. It is the secret to true love. To truly practice it, you must sincerely feel no expectations from those who you love, and yet an unconditional caring. Jack and Diane, I would like to echo a sentiment from this distinguished audience and myself that our greatest wish for the two of you is to have a peaceful marriage, filled with joy, romance, respect for one another, and new experiences. The world is your oyster now. In our hearts, we are all sad that just in a few days you guys will be returning to New York City. But what comforts us is the fact that knowing you both are starting a new chapter in your life, a new adventure. So go forth and make us all proud. All the best. Thank you.
Sorry, before you leave the stage, there's a small token of appreciation from gratitude. I'm going to hand over to Guru, who's going to proceed with the party ceremony.
ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన వాళ్ళందరికీ నా ప్రియమైన నమస్కారం, వణక్కం, వందనం. My humble greetings to each and every one of you present here this evening to grace the beautiful marriage of Jessica to Diane. We find that in a Hindu person's life, from birth to death, everything is divinized. Anything that happens in our life, good or bad, it means there's a prayer. And similarly today, the both of you are brought together in this union called marriage, and even this is a prayer. We have started with the invocation of Lord Ganesha, the Ganesha prayer. Lord Ganesha is the remover of all obstacles. Therefore, he is first and foremost in our worship, and we worship him so that he may remove whatever obstacles there may be in this marital procedure, as well as whatever obstacles there may be in our life as well. Thereafter, we went on to do the Kalsam prayer, in which we worship Lord Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, the Holy Trinity that represents creation, preservation and destruction, without which powers there would be no world. So we worship them that they should also invoke their presence and blessings and be here to bless this couple today as we take our marital vows. Thereafter we did the Havan ceremony. In the Havan ceremony we worship the various gods and goddesses to bear witness. In Hinduism we have over 33 million gods and goddesses. God is one, but the expression is many. So God's expressions, God in His different forms, we worship them via the Havan ceremony to invoke the blessings. We cannot do individual prayer for each God, otherwise by the time I finish the wedding, both of them will be ready to retire. 33 million prayers. So the rest of them we worship by the Havan ceremony. Now what we need to understand is that all these rituals that we do, all the prayers that we do, it's not done for nothing. Every idol represents an ideal. Every prayer that we do has a symbolical reference and also a practical application in life. You will find that we just concluded the Havan ceremony, and in that we had the Havan pot, Jetsai. In Jetsai we had the actual fire that was burning, and in order for us to keep the fire alive, the both of you had to offer the ahuti, the offerings. Now what the tray represents is a field of activity. In this case would be married life. The fire in that field represents a goal, an aim, an ambition that you set out for yourself in that particular field of activity, in which case here would be a long-lasting and a happy married life. Many are long-lasting, but how many are happy we don't know. So it should be both long-lasting and also happy. The offerings represents all the efforts that the both of you are going to put in order for that goal to be achieved. The both of you need to come together and contribute materially to this relationship, physically, emotionally, intellectually, and also spiritually, in order for you all to realize this idea of having this long-lasting and a happily married life. You'll find later that we are going to do a prayer at the grinding stone. What the grinding stone symbolizes is, when we do the prayer here, the bride is actually taking a vow. Now in India, the weddings in those days were done out in the open, no roof. So the pole star is the most constant star that always used to be visible. So when the bride takes a vow, she places her foot on the stone, looks at the star and says, "From this day onwards, my heart is now like a stone." When we say my heart is now like a stone, what it means is that, not that we're indifferent towards this event today, but these doors are closed, and now even my heart is Jessica and it belongs to you. And I will be as constant as an Arundhati star to serve my husband, to serve my family, to serve my relationship. Now the practical application or symbolism of the grinding stone is, if you have to take a look at it, the bottom portion is the huge portion. The top portion is the smaller portion. But you need both portions of the stone to come together in order for us to grind our spices to add flavor to our food. Similarly in life, the both of you, without any superiority or inferiority complex, the both of you need to come together, contribute together, function together, so that you all could add spice to your life. Now the secret to success in any relationship is unselfishness. The more unselfish you are, the more happy you will be. Now unselfishness does not just mean taking credit card. Unselfishness means understanding and accepting each other for the people that we are. The problem that we have in life is that most relationships don't work because we don't take time to assess and understand a person. And when we don't understand a person for the people that they are, then we have unreasonable expectations of them. And when they don't live up to our unreasonable expectations, the first thing that happens is stress. Second thing, cholesterol. Third, bypass. And then you'll see my face again with funeral inside. So let us take the time to understand and accept each other for the people that we are. Unselfishness means letting each one to be the person that you are. So when you have right understanding, there cannot be any problem. So if you go shopping and every time the bill rises, if Jessica's pressure goes up, admire, this is my answer. If pressure does not go up, means there's a mistake. And Jessica, if you come home and there's no nagging, stop to check if you went to the neighbor's house. And every time that she nags, admire, look at my wife. How beautifully she nags. Second to none. So if the right assessment and understanding is there, how can we be a problem? So basically all the long speeches is to tell you, all the prayers that we bring has a value in our life, but at the end of the day, the success of this relationship depends upon the both of you. What you put in is what you're going to get. Diane, మీరు Jessica పెళ్లి చేసి ఇష్టమా? Diane, do you agree to accept Jessica as your husband? ఇది నిశ్చయం, ఇది నిజంగా, ఇది సత్యం. Jessica, మీరు Diane పెళ్లి చేసి ఇష్టమా? Jessica, do you also agree wholeheartedly, after all that I've said, to accept Diane as your wife?
I do.
ఇది నిశ్చయం, ఇది నిజంగా, ఇది సత్యం. With both of you having a basic understanding as to what married life is about, with both of you agreeing to come together in this union of marriage, with our first and foremost God as our eternal witness, the blessings of the various gods and goddesses of whose presence we've been invoking thus far, with your parents bearing witness to this marriage ceremony, all your friends, families, relatives, guests that you've invited here, I as the officiating priest, we are now going to continue to unite you both as husband and wife.
I would like to now call upon two mamas, Vicky from Jessica's side and Vicky from Diane's side. If you could kindly come up on stage, as well as the other, Devika, who would be assisting with the tying of the thali.
ಮೂಸಗಭಾಗಣ ಮೋದಗರಸ್ಸ ಚಾಮರಕರ್ಣ ವಿಲಂಬಿತ ಸೂತ್ರ ವಾಮನ ರೂಪ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಪುತ್ರ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಯಕ गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णस्य पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Thank you. May you please take your seats.
Okay, plus 10. Just testing. Check it out.
You didn't know that? You don't have to. They open it with office in Jan.
Okay, now let's fix it.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not gonna
Good thing, right?
Oh, you use it. Like, keep it, I'm just not
Can I put it like this?
stand up, Jessica. Camera ready? Come here, baby, come here. Okay, just give it from Okay.
Thank you, Talmure. We now have on stage both the bride and the groom's party tray bearers. Ladies, if you could kindly come on stage.
Fall in the feet. And all shoulder button, shoulder button, shoulder button. Don't come inside.
Thank you, ladies. We've now come to the end of our ceremony, and I would now like to put forward the vote of thanks. On behalf of both Diane and Jessica, they would actually like to thank their parents for their support, the coordination and facilitation that took place that made this function possible. They are honored to have their grandparents here today that have graced this function. And we would like to say a very special thank you to both the immediate and the extended family from both parties who have assisted leading up to the function. Finally, to you, dear guests, who have graced this function with your presence, a very special thank you goes out to you. On behalf of my family, I would like to take the liberty of extending our well wishes to the bridal couple as they embark on this exciting journey together, and leave them with the following quote, which I hold dear, from William Peterson, an excerpt from The Art of Marriage. I quote, "A good marriage must be created. In the marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say, I love you, at least once each day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is having a mutual sense of values and objectives. It is standing together and facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is not only marrying the right person, it is being the right partner," unquote. And with this I leave you, and I wish you all a very happy festive season, and wherever you might be traveling, travel safely. Thank you. Okay, I now present you Mr. and Mrs. Naidu.
Thank you.